the kicker is not very good.
Well, we've known
that.
Yeah. It just sucks that he actually cost us a game. That's the tough part.
But you knew that was going to happen. Not only, it's not the fact that he cost the team the game that is really awful. It's the fact that he not only missed one but two kicks in front of a proud soccer country like Spain.
It was tough.
Professionals of kicking balls, professionals of kicking balls, and that dude was shanking kicks left and right.
He was objectively bad yesterday. But that's what he's been all season. So I don't get worked up about it. I'm not too discouraged.
Well, there's nothing to be
What happened yesterday is exactly what we needed to happen, I would say.
Yeah, you lose a game and you win a battle in the sweepstakes for Ruben Bain.
Yeah, you were competitive yesterday. That was my big thing. As I thought the way the game started, knowing how Devon Achane's just doing whatever he wants. I mean, the run defense yesterday was pitiful.
I don't know why they didn't give him the ball 40 times yesterday.
Every play.
And just run to the right every single time.
Every play. I would have given him the football every single play. We had nobody setting the edge. Guys were getting blown off the ball in the interior. I was disappointed in the run defense, but I think, as we'll discuss throughout the show, the defense was marketably better yesterday. I don't think anybody could argue that. Now, Miami is not the best litmus test, I would say, but they did play well. I will give them credit. There were a couple of really spirited goal line stops. I thought the run and hit was there, except for those two Devon Achane runs where he should have lost 6 and 7 yards, ends up gaining 10 because guys aren't flying to the football. We're a team that I think is just ready for next year. I'm not saying they're playing like that. I'm saying I'm ready for next year.
I'm ready for next. I was ready for next year 2 weeks ago. It does feel like that they're not on 1-2-3 Cancun, but their hands are in the middle.
Yeah,
and they're just kind of waiting to chant.
They're ready
1,
to
2,
do the
3.
bit. Yeah,
Cancun. I will tell you this though. I was frustrated with one thing. Dan Quinn can call defense. What took him so long? There was a difference. Are you going to sit here and argue that there wasn't a difference between the play calling between the two of them?
I would say so. They were trying to highlight it throughout the broadcast too, saying that they were playing more zone.
You know what really sucks? Real quick, you know what really sucks the most about the team not being very good? We likely are going to get a lot more Jonathan Vilma.
Dude.
You know who I don't need in my life? I do not need Jonathan Vilma calling games.
If he tries to do the 6-7 bit one more time, I literally cringe every single time. It's the worst thing ever.
He tried it with the president. He tried it again, yet like enough with the 6-7. He's worse than the teenagers.
Kenny Albert's going to smack him if he continues to do it.
That's who I love, by the way. I like Kenny Albert. But Vilma is such a tough listen that I don't even want to listen to Kenny Albert. Sorry, you were making a point about this. I just had to make it clear that is a terrible broadcast.
If you want to steer and go that direction, I lead the way. Because he was, not only was he bad, he may be the worst. I was literally thinking as I'm watching it, there must be just no one else out there that wants the job.
Well, it feels like every other international game is either like Rich Eisen and Kurt Warner or some combination of NFL Network talent.
We just got Fox's D team.
And then they said it last week. They're like, yeah, we'll be out there in Spain. I thought they were talking about like the royal we.
Just going.
Like I thought just like people will be out there in Spain. And you know how I talk about myself in the second person sometimes? I feel like we are doing good if it's literally just me. I thought they were talking in the second person. I didn't think it was actually going to be them out there in Spain.
I couldn't believe it. And he was... Well, first of all, he does this bit where he thinks Frankie Louvu's our best defender. He said it last week.
I know.
Said it this week.
He loves linebackers. That's why.
He loves not saying anything of relevance. That's what he loves doing. I mean, just... And we've both... I don't know how much play-by-play you've gotten to do. I've done play-by-play where the color analyst just doesn't bring anything to the table. I felt for Kenny Albert. And then he said, the one time he was like, is he on drugs? I was like, what are you talking about, Vilma? Like, come on, dude.
He's trying to do the Bobby Three Sticks bit where he just says something that goes viral. That's why he keeps doing the 6-7 thing.
Did he not see what happened to Robert?
Oh, he's still calling games.
Well, he said something egregious a couple of weeks ago that I don't know if you've seen the...
Who, Robert?
Yeah.
The best thing that I have done this year is muting Robert Griffin.
Yeah, he's doing what? FS1?
He's actually not terrible at Fox. Anyway.
Yeah.
So Joe Witt not calling defense, Dan Quinn calling defense. To me, they were better.
Yeah.
Dan Quinn has what is an instinctual sense when it comes to defensive play calling. When it calling blitzes. I mean, they ran a corner blitz with it Jonathan Jones, I think that it was, coming off the edge that was beautifully timed, especially on what is the backside to Tua because he's left-handed. Like, there was an instinctual difference. There was also guys playing harder. I mean, Bobby Wagner diving at the goal line. We haven't seen a play like that from him in probably 6 years.
I would love to get to one Bobby Wagner.
Please.
It's time.
It's time. You ready for him? Him and Ertz? Because Ertz, I'm ready for Ertz too.
Well, it's a weekly death taxes and a false start from your future Hall of Fame tight end. It's a gut punch every time it happens.
And the worst part is the false starts are never like Speedy.
No,
it's never like he's getting a great release off the line. It's usually like a falling forward bit. And you're just like, damn it, Zach.
Yeah. But I tweeted this out yesterday. My biggest takeaway from yesterday, and this is, I hate that it feels like I'm about to be negative, but shocker. It's a really bad look that this coaching staff was not playing Jordan McGee the entire season. He, without a shadow of a doubt, is the best linebacker they have. It's not even close. Bobby made a couple of plays at the goal line, or that one play at the goal line. Other than that, he's a big reason why they couldn't stop the run, dude. Picking wrong gaps, slow scraping over the top. I mean, he looked bad out there yesterday. I don't know
if it was a Devon Achane run or if it was an Ollie Gordon run.
Well, they didn't want any parts of Ollie Gordon.
Bobby picked the wrong gap. Yeah. And Gordon counters it back left side, and then he's in the open field.
But my thing is, like,
Reeves had to chase him down from behind because Reeves he shut off a speed a little bit there, but he missed first, and then he got him from behind.
It just goes back to some of these runs hit because guys aren't in their gap. And I don't have a whole lot of tolerance for a lack of gap integrity. It's like defense 101. It's frustrating to watch them play the run right now.
They're bad. They're
horrible.
The fact that Miami, one, they were smart in overtime to keep running the football. I was like, are they going to let Tua throw the ball? Which, by the way, sending him out as your captain at halftime or at overtime, I thought Tua was going to say the wrong thing. I mean, if there's a guy that you maybe want to avoid doing that, it would have been Tua. Like, at least we had Laramie Tunsil out there, and Tunsil is in sound mind.
Right.
Tua is very much not. I was like, you should probably not have him be your decision maker right there.
Yeah,
but they can run the football. That's Mike McDaniel's best attribute has always been his design of run plays. And then against his defense, they should have run it. They only ran it 31 times.
Malpractice.
40 times.
Literal malpractice. 5 every run. I don't think they had any negative runs. It felt like all day long. There were a couple of tackles for loss. I won't hyperbolize.
But your two main running backs averaged 5 yards a carry.
And they just would not continue to run it. I didn't understand it at all. I thought it kept Washington in the game. But good for them. There were some standouts on both sides of the ball, though. I thought, as we're watching here in the final 6-7 games, you're obviously trying to pay attention to guys that you want to be a part of this thing next year. And I think even some of the veterans, like I was a big Eddie Goldman fan yesterday.
He's had a good season.
He's continued to come up big for them after retiring twice and not really knowing.
The irony of him being the biggest question mark from their free agent signings because of the retire bit that he did and just being unsure of what he was going to look like. Yeah. He's been one of the brighter signs from the entire season because he doesn't suck.
Yeah,
which is, I mean, that's the bar. Just don't be awful. But he's made a couple of really good plays.
Yeah. I just got a text saying you got to show Denton that clip. It was the Robert Griffin III. I have to show you it.
Show me during a break.
Robert's a total idiot. But to your point, I do think the defense played better. Like I said a moment ago, I don't know how good of a litmus test Miami was. They sabotaged themselves. Jordan Brooks had 20 tackles yesterday, by the way. Just flying around the place.
That's insane.
Insane number of tackles. But
Bobby Wagner he needed 1 to get 100. He ended up having 8. So that's good for him.
I'll be honest, and maybe callers will put me in my place as a roll throughout the show. I'm just not a fan of 54. You've
held that stance for a while.
He's totally holding the defense back. He's just his lateral speed going east and west compromises you anytime someone tries to get on the edge. He just cannot move.
The problem is they get on the edge really quick. I mean, at one point, Von Miller was getting stonewalled by a receiver when trying to get out.
Embarrassing.
Yeah, I mean, that was a tough look. It was 19. I don't know who 19 is for Miami.
Was that Malik Washington?
I think Washington's 6. But he just completely stonewalled Von Miller. I was like, what is happening right now?
Run defense was bad yesterday. But as a whole, looking at it from like the perspective of glass half full, I thought, to your point, it felt like it was a good feel from Dan calling it. I know they ran a lot more zone. I thought you saw them playing faster even when they were giving up completions. But I thought Miami's game plan sucked, if I'm being real. But
they didn't take I don't think they really took a true deep shot the entire game.
They tried one to Waddle that was covered really well. Wagner, ironically enough, was underneath Quan Martin and Darnell Savage over the top out. That was the one deep shot I think.
There's the Mikey Sanderson dropped interception.
Yeah.
I wish that was the only drop he had, but he had another one. So we'll get into that. I mean, there's a lot to dissect from the game. We're just kind of like really honing in on the defense. I thought they played well enough to win the football game, albeit against a bad team.
Yeah.
And again, I don't really want them to win. Like, we've reached the point of the season where I don't want them to win. I want to see what we saw yesterday, which is you were competitive and then you lose.
Yeah.
Because that's what we saw at the end of the Ron Rivera tenure, and it landed Jaden Daniels here. And you clearly need a dude on the defensive line, and there is a dude available
Several
who plays
dudes
from Miami, and Ruben Bain. He is the top prospect. There's a number of other guys that are going to be available if you are drafting super high. And this was kind of a win for you in that regard. And that, hey, you lose, it stinks, but you look good. Debo looked good. This was his best game in a while. I mean, Ertz caught 4 passes. This was his best game in a while. Chris Moore caught 2 passes. I mean, there were some things that you could point to and say this was solid, but you still end up losing. And that's, at this point in the season, it sucks because it's not Thanksgiving yet, but that's where you are.
Yeah. I mean, you got to count your blessings, so to speak, is the best way that I can put it. I feel bad for this team, and we've spoke about this over the last several weeks. Jalen Lane now goes out. Jacoby Jones, first career catch, 25 yards, and should have been something that helped them win the game. But the injuries at receiver, the injuries everywhere, first and foremost, are just brutal. But Jalen Lane goes out yesterday. Like, holy cow.
Could he not have, caught one punt?
Just one.
One more?
Yeah.
Is that too much to...
if he catches the punt, do we lose still, though? So, that's my whole thing. I guess
probably, because you were going to rely on the kicker anyway.
Well, yeah. And he's just not...
He's not good.
It's not good at his job.
By the way, I am of the belief, and maybe I'm in the minority here, and we can expound on this a little bit more. I don't think you should cut him. If you paid him the guaranteed money, go out there and kick.
Yeah.
And if this is the last job that you ever see in the NFL because you're not good, so be it.
Yeah.
Go out there and kick. We paid you guaranteed money. I'm not trying to pay you to not work.
I agree.
Especially now that we're in the position where we're fighting for draft stock and not to actually win football games. Get out there, son.
Who was the kicker that we had when we landed Jaden Daniels that missed the field goal against the Jets? Was that Joey Sly?
I think it might have been Joey Sly, but it was more so Greg the Leg hitting one.
Yeah, right.
It was Greg the Leg, Greg Zuerlein hitting one. It was a long one, but thank you, Greg.
Yeah. I'll say this too. I think kind of goes back to the Jordan McGee bit. One, to me, it's a terrible look by this coaching staff that he hasn't been playing. But then it's like another game where you're short guys and you still can't see a guy like Cam Medrano active. So I'm looking down the stretch to see
played really well on special teams, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, he was flying. You want to talk about speed? I don't know the IQ of Cam Medrano yet, but the speed is there because he was flying on teams yesterday.
You just got to see it come up with defensive snaps. Like that's what I want to see. Jazon Newton had a big opportunity yesterday. Don't know if he made the most of it. Still have my doubts and reservations about him.
Fine plays, but nothing game-breaking.
Yeah, just need him to stand out a little bit more. I thought Colson Yankoff on teams and the one catch that he had was pretty impressive.
I did think that the broadcast crew was hilarious because it didn't feel like they wanted to say the name Yankoff.
Yeah.
It felt like Kenny Albert thought he was being punked when Yankoff was on the board. But
when the spotter points Yankoff,
he's like, no,
it's not who that guy is. No, that's exactly who he is. Once again, too. It's another really strong Marcus Mariota performance, if we're being honest. The interception, obviously, in overtime stings you, but he was really efficient again, for this offense. And I don't know if this was the other day we were talking about this, trying to find nice things to say about Cliff Kingsbury's offense. I think it's quarterback friendly. That's how I would put it. I think anybody you put in there will have, a microcosm of success, not to take away from what Jaden and Marcus do. But I do think the system is quarterback friendly. For whatever reason, though, like this affinity, and I'm ready to say it here. This affinity with Bill Krosky Merritt's got to stop. Your best running back
is Chris Rodriguez.
Without a shadow of a doubt, is Chris Rodriguez.
And it has been for 2 years now.
He should be touching the ball 20-plus times a game.
Yeah.
He is he embodies what you want to be from a physicality standpoint. He's falling forward. He's running with good pad level. You've got to continue to reward him with carries. Bill getting damn near 10 carries yesterday, I thought was totally pointless.
And it felt like, well, that's what made me have this assumption that there was an element where they are buying into we don't want to win right now. Because Chris Rodriguez in the first half was excellent. I think he carried the ball maybe 3 times on that first possession, and I don't know that we saw him again. It was Bill from the rest of the way in the third quarter and on. They are in on. The analytic people are understanding it's probably not in the best interest to be winning games right now.
I don't know if they're thinking that, but...
Well, tanking is a tough word to use in the NFL just because of the physicality of it, but it's very clear that Chris Rodriguez was your best runner yesterday. And unless there was a reported injury that flew under the radar, I didn't see anything. Have you seen anything about an injury? I didn't see anything. He was averaging 5.3 yards a carry.
He just didn't
yesterday.
See him enough.
And he only touched the ball 15 times. That can't happen.
No.
You got to if you were serious about really winning the football game, you give him more carries. And this is now the second year in a row where it's taken them until late November to realize he's pretty good. We should give him the football. He runs with a ferocity that we've been preaching about, and then for whatever reason, they just did not give him the ball in the second half yet.
Yeah, I don't understand. It frustrates me though, because I don't think this is them trying to lose. I just think
they're just not good.
I just think there's something missing with our offensive minds in terms of that position.
Which was frustrating because Cliff had a decent game calling the game, I thought, for the first half or so. Again, put Marcus in some really good spots, and then the wheels were just kind of off in the second half. Even though they scored immediately on the first drive, and then everything was just gonzo.
I mean, but you see it happen week in and week out, and we talked about it when we had Vaughn on last week. They're 4th in the NFL in offensive penalties. They do this bit week in and week out where they absolutely sabotage drives.
It's always false starts.
Multiple times throughout a game, and it puts them behind the sticks. And when you have this type of injury situation, the margin for error is just not very big. And you saw it happen yesterday. It was a big reason why they only scored 13.
The frustrating thing is never like it's a holding. It's always a false start. Or
but
formation.
But that's my thing.
And that's
illegal shifts, illegal formations. Like, are you paying attention to what your assignment is?
Discipline stuff that you should have had ironed out in week 3. And the fact that you're in November in an international game and still your veteran players are the ones that are making these flubs. It's not like Connolly's hitting a false start every single possession.
Right.
He
played well again yesterday, too.
Yeah, he did. He played well. It's Ertz. It's the veterans that constantly are jumping and because they had 6 penalties for 31 yards. If you do quick math there, 6 times 5 is 30. So there was one play where you got a 6-yard penalty, but the rest of it was false starts. It's just you should be well past that point, and the fact that you're not is kind of embarrassing. Not even kind of. It's very embarrassing. It's BMitch and Finlay. The fellas heading back from Spain. They'll be back tomorrow, so you get Denton Day and Leno Willingham.